Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, our distinguished delegates of the United Nations Group of Experts on Geographical Names, Asia Southeast Division. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 10th Divisional Meeting of UNGEGN Asia Southeast Division in 2022. This event is organized by the Geospatial Information Agency of Indonesia, or BIG, as the current Secretariat of UNGEGN Asia Southeast Division. First of all, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Arman, and it is an honor to be able to host this important event. Distinguished delegates, before we start the event, please allow me to inform you some of the meeting rules. First, make sure your display name is fit to the format as shown on the screen, which is your country _ your full name. Second, the organizer will mute your microphone. Third, find yourself a quiet spot to attend this meeting. Fourth, during the presentation of country reports, distinguished delegates are able to present their own presentation. Fifth, while taking a photo session, please turn on your camera. Sixth, the host will record this meeting for documentation purpose. And last, please fill the attendance form prepared through the link by the organizer. Distinguished delegates, for the opening remarks, we would like to invite Mr. Muhammad Arif Shafi'i, Deputy of Basic Geospatial Information, BIG, as the Chairman of UNGEGN Asia Southeast Division. Mr. Shafi'i, the floor is yours.
Thank you, MC. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, distinguished delegates from UNGEGN member countries. So it is an honor and privilege for me to welcome you today to the 10th Divisional Meeting of the United Nations Group of Experts on Geographical Names, or UNGEGN Asia Southeast Division. And on behalf of the Asia Southeast Division Secretariat, we welcome all distinguished delegates from Bhutan, Brunei Darussalam, Indonesia, Lao People's Democratic Republic, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, and Viet Nam. We are still waiting confirmation from Cambodia, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. I hope they can join us shortly. And as time goes by, the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic begins to subside and our daily life starts shifting back to normal conditions, except with some adjustments such as mandatory health and safety protocols and precautions. This is a sign of hope that in the future, we can cope with living alongside COVID-19 and we can organize such activities that require in-person attendance. Distinguished delegates, this year marks Indonesia as the last year of chairmanship of the UNGEGN Asia Southeast Division, and I hope I personally want to express my sincere gratitude and appreciation to all member countries in this division for your cooperation, contribution, and efforts during the 4 years of our chairmanship. I would like to take this opportunity to report that our division was selected to be one of 3 divisions that were invited to share its experiences and activities during the inaugural meeting of the UNGEGN Bureau and Division Chairs in November last year. This is an acknowledgement from the UNGEGN Secretariat that the Asia Southeast Division has been organizing its activity relatively well and has become an example for other divisions. I hope we can maintain a great atmosphere in our division so that we can improve each other capabilities for sake of our goals and work plan. Last but not least, I would like to convey my sincere appreciation to all delegates for taking their valuable time to participate in this important meeting. I do believe that our meeting will run smoothly and hopefully there will be no significant problem, including the connection, since we are attending this meeting through virtual technology. Distinguished delegates, before we move on to the next agenda, we are now going to listen to the welcoming speech delivered by Professor Muh Aris Marfai, the head of Geospatial Information Agency, and also as the head of the Indonesian National Names Authority. Please welcome Mr. Muh Aris Marfai.
Thank you very much, Pak Syafi'i, Arif Syafi'i. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished the delegates from UNGEGN ASE East Division countries, distinguished UNGEGN representatives, and all the participants. I would like to welcome and express my gratitude to all delegates for your kind presence today at the 10th Divisional Meeting of the UNGEGN Asia Southeast Division. Actually, I was hoping that we could meet personally in Indonesia. However, due to the current pandemic situations, we are forced, and unfortunately, we could not meet face-to-face, and we have to hold this meeting online, like our last two division meeting. I would like also to take this opportunity to congratulate again to Mr. Arif Syafi'i, the chair of UNGEGN ASE Southeast Division. Of course, also congratulate his team on the success in chairing this division during a very challenging time. We know this in the last 4 years. So despite the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, actually, we were still able to manage, as well as to stimulate activities related to the standardization of the geographical names within the division. I'm so proud of this actually, and also very happy what this division has achieved so far. So distinguished delegates, as you might be aware, the geographical names play a very important role actually in our daily life. They are also an indispensable part of international communication. Worldwide geographical name standards, as we know, are essential for good communication, for clear communication, and also for developing what we call international toponym data exchange. It is the UNGEGN school, actually, for every country to decide on its own nationally standardized name by, for example, establishing national names authorities or recognized administrative processes. I have learned that geographical name standardization varies, for sure, from one country to another. And that is, therefore, there is no single best method, there is no single best approaches in the standardization processes. We all have different methods. We all have different approaches, as well as also different treatment in our organization, in the principles, in policies, also in the procedures. This is the main reason why we gather annually here in the what we call divisional meeting, to learn, to share, to discuss, the best practices and norms by which the standardization of the geographical names throughout the world can be advanced for the benefit of us all. Distinguished delegates, I'm so pleased to be with you all in this morning, in this occasion, as we turn another page in the history of the division. Today marks the end of the Indonesian chairmanship in the UNGEGN ASE Southeast Division. So again, on behalf of the National Names Authority of Indonesia, I would like to thank everyone here. I would like to thank everybody here and those who might not make it for today's meeting for all your contribution, for all your support you have made. It might not be in the perfect journey, but we could still make it to the end with very remarkable achievement due to everyone's effort, due to everyone's support and participation. Again, allow me to express my sincere gratitude to all the ministries and agencies in Indonesia who join us today, from Hydrographic and Oceanographic Center, Indonesian Navy, from Indonesian Army, the Coordinating Ministry for Marine and Investment Affairs, the Minister of National Development Planning on the National Development Planning Agencies, the Minister of Home Affairs, the Minister of Maritime and Fisheries Affairs, also the Minister of Education, Culture, Research and Technology, the Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources, last but not least, the National Research and Innovation Agencies, for all the great support, the great contribution, and as well as the participation during the Indonesian chairmanship. Indonesian chairmanship may end today, as we know, but again, not the challenge and opportunities. We look forward to your continued support and collaboration to fulfill the next chairmanship for a cohesive and responsive UNGEGN ASE Southeast Division. Finally, I wish the meeting every success and wish you all the best of health. Thank you for your attention and have a generous Ramadan. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Muaris Marfai, the head of Geospatial Information Agency of Indonesia. So, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, we are now moved on to the next agenda, which is introduction of the delegates. I think it's better to do this every time we meet because sometimes the member of delegates may change, or the people may change, so we can know each other. Hopefully next time we can meet physically in some place and gather to discuss many things about the geographical names. So I will call the country by the short of the alphabet. So please, starting from Bhutan, if the delegates already joined the meeting. I hear no confirmation. The Bhutan already sent the country report and sent the confirmation, but we don't see this morning. So hopefully they can join shortly. And next from Brunei Darussalam, please introduce the delegates, maybe including the participating agency that in the delegates. Please, the time is the first yours from Brunei Darussalam.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning. Hope everyone are well. Okay, I will be introducing all the representatives from Brunei. Myself, Nur Zaiti from Survey Department, and I think the Deputy Chairman of the Brunei Darussalam National Geographic Names Committee will be joining soon, hopefully, which Tuan Suib bin Haji Abdul Wahab, which is the director of the Language and Literature Bureau, and also present here is Dr. Muhammad Hadi Muhammad Melayong from the Brunei History Society, and also a few from the Survey Department, Puan Hajah Nurani, Puan Rafida, who will be representing Brunei, the reports later, Puan Saryawati, and also Puan Nur Afika. And also present here is a representative from Language and Literature Bureau, the Secretary, Puan Hajah Norati, and from Department of Drainage Services, Public Works Department, Tuan Azaman, and also from the Department of Curriculum Development, Ministry of Education, Puan Hajah Siti Aminah, and lastly from the Museum Department, Pangeran Hajah Mahani. All are actually the committee from the Brunei National Geographic Names Committee. Yeah, I think that are the names that present in the attending the meeting today. Yeah, Chairman, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. So we are happy that Brunei bring many participants from Brunei. Yeah.
Although today is actually the public holiday here.
Oh,
with
okay.
the Nuzul Al-Quran.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah. Yeah,
thank you for your time. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, next from Cambodia, if any. No? Okay, while waiting for Cambodia, we can continue from Indonesia.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Please allow me, on behalf of the Indonesian delegation, to introduce ourselves. My name is Ade Komara Mulyana. I'm the Director for Topographic Mapping and Toponyms in Geospatial Information Agency, with the whole team here, the technical team that has been functioning as the Secretariat of UNGEGN ASE Southeast Division for the last couple of years. Also present in this virtual meeting room, the representatives from the Hydrographic and Oceanographic Center Indonesia Navy from Pusit Drosal, and then representative from Topographic Directorate from the Indonesian Army. We also have representatives from the Coordinating Ministry for Maritime and Investment Affairs, also from Ministry of National Development Planning or National Development Planning Agency, Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Maritime and Fisheries Affairs, Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, and from the National Research and Innovation Agency. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you from Indonesia. And now we continue to Lao People Democratic Republic. No? Okay. So from Malaysia, please, the delegate from Malaysia introduce.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning.
Assalamualaikum.
Okay, I'm Azri Hassan from Department Survey and Mapping Malaysia. Together with me, Deputy Director General 2, Surveyor Muhammad Zaki, and Division Director of Mapping, Encik Wan Muhammad Darani, and also the Technical Officer with us. I think that's it from Malaysia.
Thank you, Mr. Azri bin Hassan from Malaysia. So we continue to Myanmar. Please introduce the delegates.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And representative from UNGEGN, Asia, ASEAN, Southeast ASEAN divisions. I am Ms. Kazi Atwe from Survey Department, Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment and Conservation. I am the Director of the International Boundary Demarcation and Civil Construction Division. In the last, my background experience, I am working in area survey and photography division, especially I am photograph master. Thank you all attendance. Asia, sorry, Asia divisions. Thank you.
Thank you from Myanmar. And we move on to Philippines. Please introduce the delegates.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Leo Grafil. I'm currently the officer in charge of the cartography division of the mapping and geodesy branch of the National Mapping and Resource Information Authority. And together with me here at the conference room, we have our assistant director from the mapping and geodesy branch, and together with my colleagues at the cartography division. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Leo from Philippines. And we, because we don't hear from Singapore, Sri Lanka, Thailand, and now from Vietnam. Please introduce the delegates.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
I would like to introduce myself. My name is Đỗ Thị Thu Thủy. I'm working for the Department of Survey, Mapping and Geo Information of Viet Nam. Our department is responsible for the standardization geographical name on the map. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you from Vietnam. We expect actually the representative from the UNGEGN Secretariat, but unfortunately we don't hear or we don't see the presence here. So we move on to the next agenda, which is adoption of the agenda. Okay, this is the proposed agenda, if we agree. So first, the opening of the meeting, we already did this, and then introduction of the delegates. The third agenda is adoption of the agenda, which is our agenda right now, and the chairman's report. Fifth agenda is country reports from each of the member countries, and then this is two main agenda today. Country reports and also the next chairman election. 7, announcement of the chairman, new chairman for 2022 to 2026. And then 8th agenda is a proposed resolution or outcomes, and then preparation and adoption of the report, handover of the chairmanships. So, and then the last one is the closing of the meeting. Hopefully the meeting will be closed by the new chairman or chairwoman. This is the agenda. Is there any objection or any discussion on this, or we can accept this agenda? Please, any delegates may propose if there is additional agenda to be included. I hear no objection, and we can move on to the next agenda, which is chairman reports. So I will deliver the chairman reports. So, distinguished delegates, Indonesia was selected as the chairman of the UNGEGN ASE Division during the 6th Divisional Meeting of the UNGEGN ASE Division held in Manila the Philippines on 26th of March 2018. The chairmanship was for 4 years, from 2018 to 2022. The chairmanship ends in this month. The election of the new chairman of the UNGEGN ASE Division will take place during this 10th Divisional Meeting. And prior to the election process, all member countries have been requested to nominate the candidate for the next chairman through the UNGEGN ASE Division collaborative platform. So the secretariat of UNGEGN ASE Division also has sent the nomination form on last March 2022, and all member countries were encouraged to submit the form before 9th of April to 2022. And for the result, there are 2 countries have been nominated as the candidate for the next chairmanship of the UNGEGN ASE Division. So I will keep the name of the countries until the agenda. Regarding the UNGEGN ASE Division annual meetings, we have 3 divisional meetings. The first one is the 7th Divisional Meeting. The 7th Divisional Meeting of the UNGEGN ASE Division was held as a side event during the first session of UNGEGN in UN headquarters in New York on the 1st of May 2019. Delegates from 6 member countries, which is from Brunei Darussalam, Cambodia, Indonesia, Lao People's Democratic Republic, Singapore, and Thailand, has participated in this meeting. The attending member countries had agreed on a resolution to adopt the proposed UNGEGN ASE Division work plan of 2019 to 2022. For the 8th Divisional Meeting, due to the COVID-19 outbreak, the 8th Divisional Meeting of UNGEGN ASE Division was held as a virtual meeting on 27th of October 2022, hosted by Indonesia. Delegates of 8 member countries from Brunei Darussalam, Indonesia, Lao People Democratic Republic, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, and Viet Nam, and also representative from the UNGEGN Secretariat has participated in the meeting. In the 8th Divisional Meeting resolution, the attending members agreed to follow up on the UNGEGN ASE Divisional plan of 2019 and 2022. UNGEGN ASE Division member countries are affirming that importance of sharing geographical names. The 9th Divisional Meeting of UNGEGN ASE Division was held also as a virtual meeting on 24th of November 2021, hosted by Indonesia. Actually, it was supposed to be held in Bali, but due to the COVID situation in Indonesia and in the surrounding countries, so we have to do this also in virtual meeting. And in this meeting, delegates of 9 member countries from Bhutan, Brunei Darussalam, Indonesia, Lao People's Democratic Republic, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, and Vietnam participated in this meeting. In this 9th Divisional Meeting resolution, the attending member agreed to contribute the update the updated regional map, gazetteer, and generic term through the collaborative platform. The members are also requested to nominate the candidate for the next UNGEGN ASE Division chairmanship. We have now a collaborative platform that can be used by all member countries, and the implementation of this is part of the work plan of the UNGEGN ASE Division 2019 to 2022, and the collaborative platform replaces the previous divisional website and was officially launched at the 9th Divisional Meeting of the UNGEGN ASE Division. And the collaborative platform can be accessed through the address asedivision-ungegn.org. So This is also, we call it the collaborative platform because we can share our activities and also geographical names related data to this website to be used by all the users. The collaborative platform was developed to support regional data sharing in updating and maintaining the regional map and gazetteer, as well as displaying generic terms from member countries. The platform reflects all the hard work and dedication in the progress of the division, as well as the larger interest towards the issues of geographical names. On 9 December 2021, the Secretariat of the UNGEGN ASE Division sent the member countries the manual guide using the collaborative platform as contributor, along with the credential of each member country. So hopefully all of you has already received this credential. And the collaborative platform facilitates member countries to voluntarily add and update the following data with various data type: administrative boundary on the provinces level or better, major cities, major islands, national gazetteers, and the generic terms. Furthermore, member countries can add content related to toponyms such as events, information, and photos. The collaborative platform also facilitates the discussion for you, which allow members to hold discussion online or share information and ideas. During these 4 years, we also, on August 30, 2021, the UNGEGN ASE Division Secretariat organized a webinar with the theme Recognizing Generic Terms in Geographical Names from Local Languages. The main focus of this webinar was to share knowledge about the relation between toponymy and languages, the distribution of the local language in ASEAN Southeast Division member countries, and the role of the geospatial information in creating estimated distribution language map. The webinar took place as a live event virtually and was subsequently published on BIG's social media platform. The webinar drew a massive interest with more than 350 attendees and hundreds of more viewers via online video streaming. For renowned speakers, Mr. Fejan Omerling, Mrs. Multamia Lauder, Mr. Maniton Iwaniko, and Mr. Muhammad Arif Marfai were invited to the webinar. In the work plan, we have planned an international training on toponymy. The international training on toponymy had to be postponed for 3 years, owing to the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. And based on our discussion with the UNGEGN Secretariat, this training will be projected and will be conducted in Bali next year in Indonesia. So Indonesia still have commitment to conduct this training, and hopefully the next year condition of COVID will be much better than today. And this is international training, so it is open to all UNGEGN member, not only from Asia Southeast Division. And the UNGEGN will also support the trainer from international trainer. As a conclusion, Indonesia served a 4-year chairmanship after being appointed during the 6th Divisional Meeting of UNGEGN ASE Division. During this chairmanship period, member countries have been working on the UNGEGN ASE Divisional Work Plan 2019 and 2022. The collaborative platform is also established to support the divisional work plan. Through the platform, all member countries are encouraged to add or update the regional map, gazetteer, and generic terms. Furthermore, the Secretariat organized a webinar in 2021 and projected the international training on toponymy to be conducted in 2023. As the current chairmanship ends in April, it is hoped that the next chairman will encourage more activities of geographical name standardization within the division. Thank you very much. So I will invite the member countries if any discussion or any information that we missed to report. So I give the floor to you for the discussion. Or maybe I will call one by one. So, Brunei Darussalam, is there any comment or discussion on this report?
No comment, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. From Indonesia?
No, Mr. Chairman, we would like to appreciate yourself as chairman and all of us that has been working together in the last 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you. From Malaysia?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. From Myanmar, is there any comment on?
I have no comments, but I would like to congratulate you for the responsibility for 4 years UNGEGN chair. Thank you.
Thank you. From Philippines?
We don't have comment, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. From Viet Nam?
We no comment, but I would like to thank you very much for your efforts during the 3 years in the chairman of UNGEGN ASEAN. Thank you.
Thank you. So this is our work together actually. Then we will move on to the next agenda, which is country reports. So this is the event to share all activities or information from each member countries, so other countries can learn or take benefits from the activities or information from the member countries. So we would like to invite Brunei Darussalam to present the country reports. Please, the time is yours.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Are you able to see my screen and hear my voice?
Waalaikumsalam. Yes, we can see your screen, but if you show the screen, it will be better.
Okay, is it better now?
Yes.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. Salam Ramadan and Salam Nuzul Al-Quran. I am Rafida and I will be reporting for Brunei Darussalam. So for the recent activities in Brunei Darussalam between November 2021 and March 2022, so on Sunday, 20th February 2022, the Minister of Development Brunei Darussalam officiated the flyover, which we call the Jajambat Lugu. So this opening of this new flyover is another great milestone as this new flyover shortens travel time, especially for the residents of the Kampung Lugu National Housing. So as road users, residents can bypass Jalan Tutong and avoid making a U-turn at the Muara Tutong Highway, which is about 6 kilometers away from the Kampung Lugu. And then next, within the Brunei and Muara District Municipal Board, 3 names have been approved and officially named. So in December 2021, Jalan Menglait 1 and Jalan Menglait 2, and on March 5th, 2022, Jalan Penghubung Menglait. So Jalan Menglait 1, which is this one, the yellow one, and Jalan Menglait 2 in red, used to be one stretch of road called Jalan Menglait Baru. But with the development of the area, a small roundabout right here was in place, which separate the two areas. So the roads were newly revised to Jalan Menglait 1 and Jalan Menglait 2. So 1 is 1 and 2 is 2. So the names were not changed for continuity, as well as to avoid any confusion by the public, and especially for the residents in the area. So as for the Jalan Penghubung Menglait here, so penghubung in Malay basically means connector. So literally it means connector of 2 roads. So this is a long stretch of road which connects the Jalan Menglait 1 and Jalan Menglait 2. So in other news, the updating of the gazetteer is in progress, where the records are organized into 23 feature types. So it will then be properly documented and published in the UNGEG's official website. So this is how it looks right now. This is an example for the feature type bukit or hill. So proper documentation will be easier on the eyes and make it easier for users to search for a specific geographical feature. And recently as well, our IT section has revamped our all toponymy database to this new in-house application interface. So this new application displays all the fields and has a query feature. So it is very easy for us to use compared to the older version. I think it was from the maybe early 90s. Okay, as reported in the previous UNGEGN meeting, the committee is hoping to finalize the guidelines to geographical names and road naming of Brunei Darussalam. So we aim to get this published this year, inshallah. And this guideline will serve as a working manual and reference for the committee to ensure that the naming procedures are standardized, especially that now a lot of our senior and more experienced officers have retired. Continuity or continuation of the work is very imperative, and this guide will truly be a great reference. As for our official website and logo, Alhamdulillah, the development of the updated website is at its final stage. And this too, we hope to launch this year. And we have added our workflow in the website as well. As we enter the endemic phase, field work to investigate compiled geographical names will hopefully resume, and which will also include the naming of recreational hills, which we have reported this, I think, 2 UNGEGN meetings ago. And as well that we have some pending roads to be given names. So these are just some pictures from the old times. I'm sure all of these officers have already retired. Okay, so in conclusion and in general, since the start of COVID-19, the committee in Brunei Darussalam has shifted its focus from field activities to reorganizing, strategizing, and promoting. So we have been putting our efforts into reorganizing records and documentations, all the background scenes, as well as gearing towards preparing materials and avenues for public awareness. And as mentioned earlier, our experienced members have retired, and I'm sure some more are coming soon to retire, and therefore it is important that we strategize the continuation of the UNGEGN activities and causes. So our focus has also been geared towards promoting the committee. And we have recently created an Instagram account, which is still in the works. And hopefully this year, we will be able to resume our naming activities. And that is all from Brunei Darussalam. And on behalf of Brunei Darussalam, we would like to thank the chairman and Indonesia for all your efforts towards UNGEGN the past few years. Okay, thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Nafida from Brunei Darussalam. So it is a great information. I think you have a lot of activities from naming the roads and flyover, and then updating the gazetteer, also transforming from field activities to organizing many things. So we appreciate these activities, and also you already launched the official website and logo. So if you don't mind, please, if you can put the address on the UNGEGN ASE Secretariat, I think it will be better. So all other countries may learn from what you have done in Brunei Darussalam. So, thank you for the country report from Brunei Darussalam. And then we move on now to the country report from Indonesia. Will be presented by Pak Ade.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Please allow me to present the country report from Indonesia for the period 10th of 2021 to March 2022. This report is prepared by the Geospatial Information Agency with contribution from other ministries and agencies as well. Regarding our most recent activities, we would like to report first that we have launched the new edition of our Gazetteer, the 2021 edition of Gazetteer of the Republic of Indonesia in December last year. This edition of our Gazetteer contains 21,430 standardized geographical names. The Gazetteer is available in two formats. The first one is as a book, both printed book as an electronic book. And the second one, we also make our Gazetteer available online. The second item we would like to report is regarding our activities on geographical name standardization. The first one is we have developed the API, the Application Programming Interface framework for our SINAR, which is the main platform for geographical names standardization in Indonesia. SINAR itself means light, so we think that is a good name, easy to remember for all stakeholders. So SINAR is built to accelerate and to make it easy, the data sharing mechanism among the stakeholders. And then earlier this year, on March 1st, we host a national technical meeting on geographical names. This meeting aims to provide a forum for stakeholders to synchronize this year's national work plan on geographical names activities. We are also currently finalizing the technical guidelines for implementing the Government Regulation number 2 of 2021. So as we reported last year, a government regulation, which is Government Regulation number 2 year 2021, has been issued last year to guide our geographical names standardization activities. We are now in process of composing the technical guidelines to be used by all the stakeholders in Indonesia. Furthermore, last year, the Ministry of Home Affairs published the list of unique code for government administration areas and islands, stipulated by Minister of Home Affairs Regulation number 58 of 2021. We have now standardized administrative area names for 34 provinces, 116 regencies, 98 cities, 7,266 districts, 8,506 kelurahan, which is a city village, and 74,961 villages. Then the Indonesian Navies, the Hydrographic and Oceanographic Center, conducted maritime surveys in 15 regencies, 2 lakes, and 1 specific maritime area, including undersea feature names, following the guideline from GEPCO Subcommittee on Undersea Feature Names, SCUBAN. And then in January to April this year, the Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries certified land parcels on 3 small outermost islands, the islands of Asutubun, Kisar, and Liran. The certification program includes standardized geographical names data to support the entire process. And to promote the use of language, of Indonesian language in public spaces, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research, and Technology launched the application Halo Bahasa on February 21st this year. And then in the period from November 2021 to March 2022, our agency, BIG, has provided capacity building programs to 10 regencies or city governments and 7 provincial governments. The third item we would like to report is our national plan to move the capital city from Jakarta to a specific area in East Kalimantan province. And recently, our president, through the Minister of the National Development Planning of Indonesia, announced that the name of our new capital will be Nusantara. This name was already stipulated in Law Number 3 of 2022 regarding our new capital city. The last part of our report will be on our plan for the rest of 2022. The first one, we will continue working on our gazetteer. So we hope to launch the new edition of our national gazetteer in December 2022 with at least 5,000 edition of standardized geographical names. We also plan to continue and expand our collaboration with more private and public sectors to collect geographical names and establish a data sharing mechanism. We will continue to facilitate capacity building programs to address the needs for assistance and support of stakeholders on geographical names standardization in local governments, so in every provinces and regency and cities. Furthermore, our technical guideline is expected to be finished by mid this year, and we hope to disseminate the guidelines to all stakeholders, especially the local governments this year. And then we would like also to report our latest development that we are initiating to give an award to ministries, agencies, and local governments that have achieved best practices in geographical name standardization. And then the last one, we will continue conducting maritime surveys in further specific maritime areas. Thank you very much. That's all from us, Mr. Chair.
Thank you from Indonesia. So the activities of the geographical names in Indonesia involving many institutions, either the central government institution or the regional government institution. So they are actively conduct the geographical names activities. So maybe as a summary, Indonesia has launched the National Gazetteer edition of 2021. So actually, Indonesia will publish the new Gazetteer or the Gazetteer every year. And then we also conduct capacity building to local governments. And for the next activities, the collaborative will be increased with the private and public sector to collect the geographical names. And all of these activities is conducted through the Sinar application. So this is a collaborative platform. So everybody in Indonesia can share and can do activities on geographical names, including the standardization in these applications. Okay, thank you very much from Indonesia. And then we next continue to Malaysia. The time is yours for presenting the country reports.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. Salam Ramadan. Salam Nuzul Quran. Pardon?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Oh, and good morning to all. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Hazri from Department Survey and Mapping Malaysia. We present the country report from Malaysia. Yes. Okay. So my content for the presentation, I have 3. So they have 3 activity. Is about the recent activity, future activity, and last I will conclude for the report. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, for the objective of the report is to report the recent activity of geographical name in Malaysia from 24th November 2021 until today, 19th April 2022, and the future activity until end of this year. So for the recent activity, we have 3. The first one is about database updating for the geographic name. Number 2 is workshop and briefing. And number 3 is about updating the portal. So let's jump to the updating for the database. We have 3 phases. Phase 1 is about the application. Phase 2 is to develop the database for the scale of 1 to 50,000. And phase 3 to develop the database for the scale of 1 of 5,000. So the detail is already in the report. You can see from the slide. And for the second part is about workshop and briefing. We have 2. Actually, start with the technical workshop coordination in Johor Bahru on the 14th and 15th March this year. And we also have geometry and land surveyor speaker hub. So in this, we have a presentation on the standard regards to the geographic names. And the third one is about the portal updating. So the last update is on the 31st December 2021. Actually, we have a quarterly update for the portal. For the future activity, we have 5 items. First one is meeting. The second part is database updating. The third part is enhancement to the My Join Name application. And number 4 is about workshop and briefing. And lastly is about publication. So for the meeting, we will put into schedule for throughout the year, as shown on the slide. So I'm not going to say it one by one. For the updating, we have 2. For the scale of 1 to 50,000 will be completed by end of this year. And for the scale of 1 to 5,000 and 1 to 10,000 will be completed by next year, end of next year. The third item is about the enhancement of the My Join Name application. So this one we just enhance with the adding by visual video module. So we can see the video inside the portal. For the workshop, we have 2. The first one is about the technical workshop. That one, as I showed on the previous slide, the schedule throughout the year. And for the second part is about the user requirement for enhancement on the database and also the application. For the publication, we have a state gazetteer document and also guideline for determination of geographic name for the second edition. And lastly, for the conclusion, Malaysia are committed to proceed with future JKNG activities to ensure the goal of committee can be accomplished throughout absolute database and enhancement of my journey application. I think that's all from Malaysia, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Hazri Hassan from Malaysia. So we hear a lot of activities from Malaysia, including the verifying and updating geographical names database, and then doing some workshop and briefing, and then updating the geographical names portal. And for the future activities, Malaysia will also continue with the meeting for national and state level, continuing the update of the geographical names database, technical workshop, also publishing the geographical names in the web application of my GeoNames. Thank you from Malaysia. And we now continue to the next country report from Myanmar. Please, Myanmar, the time is yours.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, and
good morning,
the representative from the Asia Southeast Asia Division for UNGEGN. I am Mr. Ziatri from Myanmar Survey Department. I would like to present about the activities in Myanmar. I am second time attending this meeting. I have got a lot of knowledge from the other countries' activities regarding with the GE, UNGEGN, regarding with the geographical name and establishment of the geodatabase and standardization of geographical name. I will follow the contents by using the guideline from UNGEGN about the introduction, more recent activity, future activities, and conclusions. You have already know that, I think, Myanmar Survey Department is responsible to produce for the entire country and the boundary demarcation process with the neighboring country.
Excuse me, Mr. Izzy. The slide is not moving, so.
And my side is working well.
Oh, maybe you share the slideshow one.
Okay, I will try. Do you see?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Now it's okay.
Still not the slideshow. So.
I have already done slideshow. Computer is working well. It's moving.
Udah.
It's okay.
Try to press F5 maybe, but depend on the computer. Depend on the. Why don't we use this? It's okay using this one.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Like this is okay.
Yes, we can see them. Yeah, it's okay.
Myanmar Survey Department is responsibility for the national mapping. We are producing 1 to 50,000 topographic mapping, and then responsible for boundary demarcation with neighboring country. Myanmar Survey Department updated all the national topographic mapping yearly, phase by phase. At that time, the geographic names were collected since we are produced national mapping. And also all the geographical names are collected and printed on the map. The surveyors collected geographical name and updating geographical features because we produce the map since 2000 by using digitally. And now 2020, some of the geographical features and some of the memory features are changes. So we collect geographical features and we need to verify some geographical name. At that time, surveyors are verifying the geographical features and collect the geographical name by verifications. The geographical names are confirmed with the local authority and local people with Myanmar language. These are some activities of previous 2021. We collect the geographical name. Here in this case, primary school data collected, and also some other places are collected by using GPS, and the collected data are transferred to the map. This is a normal procedure. Every year we are making, verify, and collecting geographic data name. Now I would like to discuss with the future activities. Myanmar Survey Department is map updating process undertaken every year, and for 22-23 financial years, we have planned to make verification process and map updating process for 75 map sheet. MSD aimed to introduce mapping system to establish geographic database. And also, Myanmar Survey Department is offering survey training for the future generation. Conclusion, now we have collected and printed the geographical name. Now we are trying to make a geographic database or the 1:50 scale topographic map sheet to establish geographic database. This is our aim for the next futures. And now we don't have a national standardization of geographic name. Later on we're trying to make a standardization. Now our department is collected the names in our language and then translate to the English. All the map sheets are printed with the English alphabet. One we collect Myanmar language and then we translate that. Thank you.
Thank you from Myanmar. So thank you also for sharing the information of activities. So Myanmar continue collecting geographical names and updating the 1 to 50,000 topographic maps, and also regularly updating the national topographic maps yearly, and also involving the local people to confirm the geographical names. I think this is a good activities. And then for the future activities, Myanmar will continue verifying 150 seats of 1 to 50,000 map scale, and also developing online mapping system. So thank you for the information you shared to this forum. Okay, we move on to the next country from Philippines.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Can you see my screen?
We see your screen, but not the slideshow one. Yes. Okay.
Okay, thank you again,
Yes.
Mr. Chair. So
Okay.
on behalf of our director, Roel Bilen, which is unfortunately he cannot attend into this meeting due to an equally important meeting that he is attending now. So my name is Leo Grafil, and I will be presenting the country report of the Philippines to provide updates on geographical names activities since the 9th UNGEGN ASE Southeast meeting held last November 2021. So this is the outline of my presentations. So as an introduction, just would like to introduce our office, the National Mapping and Resource Information Authority. So this was created in 1987 that act as the central mapping agency and provide the public with map making services. So we are mandated to provide the public with map making services and to act as the central mapping agency, depository and distribution facility for natural resources, data in the form of maps, charts, text, and statistics. So basically, we have four core functions. Number one is the topographic mapping and geodetic reference framework and development management. And number two, we're also doing the hydrography, oceanography, charting, and maritime boundaries mapping. So we're aside from the land, we're also surveying the water of the Philippines. And number three, resource assessment and mapping, and last is the geospatial information management. For the most recent activities, we have attended the 9th virtual UNGEGN ASE Southeast Division meeting last November 24th, 2021. And also this is a continuing activity, the Philippine Standard Geographical Code. So this is a systematic classification and coding of geographical areas in the Philippines. It classifies local government units according to a well-established geographical political subdivisions of the country, such as administrative region, province, city, municipality, and barangays. And the PSGC is a collaborative effort of the Philippine Statistics Authority and with its attached an interagency technical working group on geographical codes composed of the Department of the Interior and Local Government, the Commission on Elections, and our office, the National Mapping and Resource Information Authority, and the Land Management Bureau. So for the latest PSDC, which was released last month, for the fourth quarter of 2021 updates, there is no changes on the number of geographical units as shown on the table. So still we have the 17 regions, 81 provinces, 146 cities, 1,488 municipalities, and 42,046 barangays. But only the changes is the changing corrections or changing of the barangay names of 35 units. So we have corrected this based on the relevant documents provided and upon the recommendations of the technical working group on geographical names. For the updating of the Philippine Gazetteer project, so as we already reported the last ASE meeting, this is aims to update our old 1989 Philippine Gazetteer, which was based on a small scale, 1 to 250,000 scale topographic maps. And right now we are using the latest 1 to 50,000 topographic maps covering basically the entire country, the 81 provinces and the national capital region. And also, we are doing the database of geographical features for topographic map production. This is in line with the updating of our topographic base maps, wherein all geographical features are integrated in a geospatial database for large, medium, and small-scale topographic maps. This is also for the uploading in our GeoPortal Philippines for data sharing and access to the web. So these are just some pictures while doing our updating of the Philippine Gazetteer. So as of March 31, we have completed the data collection and validation for 1 province. So in this slide, it shows the actual field survey conducted by our field teams. So they are collecting and validating attributes of geographical names such as the history, the meaning, the spelling, pronunciations, and other attributes. So although, as also reported on my previous presentation, so we are also encountering challenges in doing this due to remote areas, also sometimes of the bad weather conditions. So for the status of this Gazetteer, we already completed 13 provinces as of the moment. So for our future activities, this is already in our regular activities. So we'll continue with the updating of the Gazetteer. And for this year, we are targeting 10 provinces, mainly in Luzon. That is the provinces of Batanes, Cagayan, Nueva Vizcaya, Pangasinan, Tarlac, Nueva Ecija, Oriental Mindoro, Occidental Mindoro, Marindoque, and Romblon. So in line also with our the national mapping, so we are also doing the updating of topographic base maps. Which will serve the requirements of the national government agencies, local government units, and the general public. So this is a continuous updating of topographic base map at scale 1 to 10,000, 1 to 50,000, and 1 to 250,000. So in conclusion, the National Mapping and Resource Information Authority continues to update its geographical names database through the Gazetteer project and updating of topographic base maps at scale 1 to 10,000, 1 to 50,000, and 1 to 250,000. That's all, Mr. Chair, for the report of the Philippines. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. from the Philippines. So a lot of activities conducted by the Philippines, from developing the standard geographic code, and then you have the Gazetteer project to update the geographical names, also the database of the geographical feature for my production. So Philippines, for the future activities, will continue to update the national Gazetteer, also the topographic base map of 1 to 10,000 scale, 1 to 50,000 scale, and 1 to 250,000 scales. Thank you, Philippines. So we heard that Bhutan's already joined, so I will, after this maybe Vietnam will present the country report, and then after Vietnam, I hope Bhutan also will present the country report. Welcome to Bhutan. Now I will give the floor to Vietnam to present the country reports.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Oh.
But it seems too small. Oh, yes, now yes.
Okay. So, okay. Good morning, everyone.
Do you mind to slideshow the screen?
Yes, I slice full slides. Can you see my
not the
slide?
slideshow. No, not the slideshow. The original slides.
Yes, I tried. It's okay.
Not the slideshow one, but it's okay. We can see the original slide, not the slideshow.
Okay, I'm sorry because in my computer is slideshow. I don't know
You can
why.
use the original one instead of the slideshow, I think.
Yes.
No problem, we can read it.
Okay. On behalf of Departments of Survey Mapping and Geoinformation of Vietnam, I would like to present the country report for the geographical name. My slide has the 5 contents. The first, I would like to introduce the roles of GOS and VN in the geographical name. And the second, I would like to brief some activity of GOS and VN in the UNGEGN and UNGEGN ASEAN. And the third, some content related to development of knowledge document related to standardization of geographical name. And the fourth, the reason of geographical name standardization. The final is the further plan. Department of Survey Mapping and Geoinformation of Vietnam under the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment. We are responsible for organizing survey and mapping activity, and especially we are also responsible for standardization geographical name to actively map. We have to develop things and nominate document, and we participate in the activity of UNGEGN and UNGEGN ASEAN. We are organizing the activity of geographical name standardization, publishing the geographical name category, and maintain the geographical name database. We participate in the UNGEGN ASEAN Pacific since 1992. In 2012, UNGEGN ASEAN Pacific split into the UNGEGN ASEAN and UNGEGN PSD. Vietnam belongs to the UNGEGN ASEAN.
Miss, can you use the original slide instead of the slideshow?
Oh.
Because we see the original slide. Yes, that.
Okay. So Vietnam also participate some activity in the UNGEGN ASEAN. We are building the data for geographic database of ASEAN. We organize the 10th Divisional Meeting in Hanoi in 2015. and participate in the first regional training program in toponymy, including marine toponymy in Philippines. And we participate in the annual meeting of UNGEGN and UNGEGN ASE. We have some national technical regulation in 2011. We issued the national technical regulation on standardization of geographical name for making the map. And we also have the regulation on standardization of geographical name in service of map in 2007. And the regulation are developed in accordance with the UNGEGN Technical Reference Manual for the standardization of geographical name and Manual for National Standards of Geographical Name. This regulation included some issues as follows. We have to collecting the document, data, statistic of geographical name, verifying geographical name in the field, creating the geographical name category, and building a national geographical name database. Principle of attaching geographical name cost and attribute information of geographical name. Regulation related to the right Vietnamese geographic name in ethnic language. We have to keep the geographic name as the principle by uniformly expressed in legal document of content state agency. Proposing the principle of standardizing geographical name that had not been specified in state legal document. For example, the method of standardizing geographical name of ethnic language. The result of geographical name from the 2006 and 2022 using topographic map as 50,000 to 25,000 scale for standardized geographic name of 63 provinces. That's the moment we finish the whole country, and we also have the national geographic name database. This database includes the toponymy of mountain, hydrography, resident, transportation, and also the administration geographic name. We're building the category of administration geographic name more than the 12,000 geographic name at province, district, and country level. Building the category of international toponymy includes more than 6,000 foreign toponymy. You can see in this picture is the geographic name on the database on the map as 15,000 scale. This category of geographic name, we publish this on website, so the people can use this for the every activity in my countries. In 2021 and 2022, we complete the toponymy category of Hanoi City. It's the last city we have to finish. So that means now we finished for host countries, and in the We also have some activity in the field and in the office on the map. And now we finish the national geographic name database for the whole country as the map as a 1 to 50,000 scale. So now we had to updating the administrative toponymy database, and in the future we had to standard geographic name as a larger scale 1 to 10,000. So that's some activity we need to do in the future. Thank you.
Thank you from Vietnam. So activities in Vietnam, a lot more on the regulation. So they already developed the normative documents on geographical names, and also establishing the national technical regulations, also providing geographical names database. And Vietnam also will conduct activities on updating administrative geographical names, completing geographical names category of Hanoi, and also standardizing the geographical names, especially at the topographic map of 1 to 10,000 scale. Thank you, Vietnam. And now we back to Bhutan. So welcome, Bhutan. You join the meeting, and I will now invite Bhutan to present the country report. Please, the time is yours.
Firstly, greetings from Bhutan. Sorry for joining the meeting late. I'm Sonam Yangdin. I'll be representing my team from Bhutan. If you can confirm, if you can see my screen.
Yes, you can see. Really.
Thank you. Basically, from the last, I'll be briefly giving, according to the report that has been given to us, I'll be briefly giving the country report for Bhutan. What are the recent activities that we have done from the last meeting that we had, and what are the future activities that will be done in relation to the geographical publication of geographical names. So from the last meeting, we have mainly focused on coordinations and collaborations among the agencies, responsible agencies for development of the geographical names for Bhutan. So after that meeting, we had formed the technical working group, which represent the 5 focal person from technical group from 5 agencies, namely Department of Civil Registrations and Census, Election Commission of Bhutan, Zone Development Commission, National Land Commission Secretariat, Department of Local Government. So after the collaboration, we have done a lot of work in developing the geographical names. Although we already have the spatial database for geographical names, but it is not seamless. It has a lot of discrepancies and a lot of issues in relations with the names, spellings, and how it is pronounced and everything. So technical working group will be basically addressing all these issues to make it one standard geographical names for Bhutan. So these are some of the recent activities that we had carried as a technical working group. Beside drafting the guidelines of standardizing the geographical names for Bhutan, we had we understood that the geographical names database has been maintained by different agencies in a silo manner. So we were trying to bring it together, find the discrepancies where omissions and everything, and then we are trying to work it out that the issues in all this database. So because the technical working group from other agencies are not with a GIS background, so we want to have the component of geographical locations as well in the geographical names. So we will be upskilling National Land Commission, especially because we are the mapping agencies of the country. So we will be upskilling our technical working group with the basic of GIS skills, so that we can work on special database of the geographical names. After we have resolved all the issues that we have listed in the different databases of geographical names, we will be then publications and launching of geographical names gazetteers. Then we'll be promoting and creating the awareness to the different users. That will be our future activities. To summarize, I think that is the recent and the future activities that we plan to carry on. Of course, in the coming years, we will be updating. We'll have a lot of other works, other activities included in for the geographical names. But as of now, this is all from our team from Bhutan. Thank you.
Thank you from Bhutan. So we appreciate what you did in Bhutan. So the activities of Bhutan, including the standardization guidelines of the geographical names, and also validating and standardizing the inappropriate naming following the guidelines. And then Bhutan also will do the compiling of the geographical names database, avoiding discrepancies between institutions, and publishing a gazette, also promoting and creating awareness to use the geographical names. Thank you, Bhutan. And now I hope no one left on this report. So we will now open for the discussion and question from all the delegates regarding this country report. So if any, the discussion or question may be delivered to any report from any countries. So I will open the floor. If you have any issue to be discussed, then you will please raise hand, or you may speak directly. Any question or issue to be discussed?
Mr. Chair.
Oh, okay, please, from Vietnam.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the Indonesia presentation, and follow this information in Indonesia presentation. I see so many agencies in the Indonesia participate in the standardization geographical name, like the hydrography and the maritime. And so I also the BIG. I would like to know you have to separate the area for the each areas when responsible for the which agency like that. You have the function and the track of some agency related to the standardization geographic name activity in your countries.
Okay, thank you. So the question may be more to Indonesia. So how Indonesia manages this geographical names activity, that a lot of institutions involved in this, and whether there is a distribution of the task or function based on the area. Pak Ade, maybe we can.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Vietnam, for the question. So yes, indeed, standardization of geographical names in our country involve many agencies and also local governments. The distribution of the task is mainly based on the function of its agencies or ministries. For instance, Ministry of Transportation will be in charge for naming the roads and other objects related to transportation. Ministry of Education, for instance, will be also in charge for naming the educational facilities and so on and so on. So it's really related to the function of its ministry or agency. But also we have to coordinate with the local governments because in our regulation it is stated that if an object is located in a certain city or a certain regency, so the local government needs to verify that the name located in its regency or in its province. So the verification process is conducted at several levels, starting with the local government level. So after it is verified by the local government, it goes up to the provincial level. And then at the end, it will go to the verification process conducted by the central government level, which is by us, by BIG. So that's basically the short answer how we conduct this standardization name. So if it is based on area, it is done by the local government, but we classify the features also based on the function of the agency or the ministry. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Indonesia.
Maybe is there any agencies or institution from Indonesia who will add the information, especially regarding the maritime feature naming, maybe from Post-Hidrosal or from Ministry of Fisheries and Marine and Fisheries? Any additional information you want to deliver? No? Okay, so I think that's the explanation from Indonesia. Yes, we are involving a lot of government or central level institution, also the regional government. Okay, I will open for the next question or issue. Is there any question or issue to be discussed regarding the country report? Any? I see no raised hand. Or so I'll ask one by one. From Bhutan, is there any issue you want to comment regarding the other country reports?
We do not have any issues because we couldn't really present the first few country reports, but if we, because whatever challenges, I feel whatever challenges that we are facing now must have already been resolved in other countries. For instance, to have, especially with the standardizations and the romanization of geographical names, because these are the two different subjects. We feel these are the two different subjects which has to be dealt differently. So we are currently in the very infant stage of developing the guidelines for the geographical names. We were hoping if anybody has the experience of, not exactly experience, but have any technical guidance and any advice for Bhutan, we would like to hear that. Thank you.
Thank you. So is any of you delegates will give comment to Bhutan? or I think if there is any technical guidelines or this kind of document, if you can upload it to our collaborative platform, the UNGEGN website, I think it will be better, because any other countries can also learn from other countries regarding the technical guidance, regarding the experience, and etc. So I think maybe we can add some knowledge sharing on this collaborative platform, so any country can also upload the document they have for sharing or to be shared to the other country, I think. Okay, thank you. So, is there any other maybe from Brunei? Is there any issue you want to discuss?
Not for now, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. From Indonesia, you have questions?
No, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. From Malaysia? Any question? Okay, thank you. From Myanmar?
There is no comments and no questions. Thank you.
Thank you. From Philippines?
No, Mr. Chair, but I would like to thank for the presentations. We are learning from their experiences. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. From Vietnam, any other or enough?
No, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Thank you. Then we end to the country reports agenda, and then now we move on to the next agenda, which is the next chairman election. So on March, we already opened the nomination for the candidate. There are 2 countries has been nominated, but before I open which country are nominated, I would like to share information to you that starting from 2006, this country has been assigned to be the chair of the UNGEGN ASE. Indonesia from 2006 to 2010, and then Malaysia from 2010 to 2014, and then Philippines from 2014 to 2018, and again Indonesia from 2018 to 2020. So I hope the next one out of these 4 countries, out of these 3 countries. So it will be better if we turn around the chairmanship of this UNGEGN. Okay, from the nomination, there are 3 nominations actually. So Malaysia nominate the Brunei Darussalam as the chairmanship because Brunei Darussalam, through their National Geographic Names Committee, has performed continuous and successful activities related to the geographical namings. Brunei has also actively participated in UNGEGN ASE or UNGEGN meeting and programs. And then Brunei nominates Singapore, but unfortunately Singapore could not join today's meeting. And Indonesia also nominate Brunei Darussalam for the next chairmanship. So for the reason is the Brunei Darussalam has consistently supported the UNGEGN ASE Division operation and has actively participated in all different activities, also the UNGEGN activities. We also meet Brunei in New York. Thus, we believe that it is a great opportunity for Brunei Darussalam to be the next chairman for the period of 2022 and 2026. So, since I could not confirm to Singapore, it seems Brunei has been nominated by 2 countries. So I would ask if we can agree by acclamation, maybe to provide the next chairmanship to Brunei Darussalam. So before I ask the Brunei, so I will ask the other country first. So I would ask Bhutan, do you have other nomination or agree with this nomination if Brunei Darussalam to be the next chairman?
Thank you. We do not have any objections, or we do not have any reservation for the nomination that you have pointed out here. We agree with that. Thank you.
Thank you. So I will let Brunei give comment at the end. So I will now ask the Indonesia.
Like our nomination, so we support Brunei Darussalam to be the next chairman of our division because it has been proven the involvement of Brunei Darussalam in our activities. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. From Malaysia, is there any other thing to deliver?
No, we agree.
Okay, thank you, Malaysia. From Myanmar.
Thank you. I also agree.
Okay, thank you, Myanmar. From Philippines.
We strongly agree to Brunei as the next chairman.
Thank you, Philippines. And then from Vietnam.
Yes, we support Brunei becomes the chairman for UNGEGN ASE.
Thank you. And now I will invite Brunei to give the comment, and there is no reason, I think, to reject this opportunity. So we will. So I want Brunei to give the comment on this. So hopefully that you can accept this next chairmanship for the UNGEGN Asia Southeast Division for 2022 to 2026. Please, Brunei.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. This is actually unexpected from us. We thought it's because we are also for Brunei, we are sort of quite not really progressing as the other countries like Malaysia, Singapore, and also maybe Indonesia itself, and also other countries. So we are not really expecting this, and maybe it's in a way that you're asking from other, there's no way for us to reject because you're asking the other countries first. Since everyone has a sort of support for Brunei to be the sort of the new chair for the next session. So I think Brunei will maybe try our best to be the the next chairmanship for this committee. I'm hoping that we also will sort of can sort of learn from you as well. Through coordinating this committee. I think I don't really have much to say actually. I'm really shocked. I think hopefully all the countries will support us, and all the committees from the Brunei itself will be supporting the sort of the as by the other countries, support from the other countries as well. Thank you very much for the
Thank you very much, Mr. Hamid, and from Brunei Darussalam, and thank you also for accepting this chairmanship. Of course,
if we have choice, can we reject?
It seems so, because but I can mention all countries already agree with this election, I think. So
we appreciate the support. Thank you.
Thank you. We will support you, and then maybe after at the end of this meeting, I will let you close the meeting, and maybe you may say something before the closing. So thank you very much. So we conclude the election of the chairman, and Brunei Darussalam will be the chairman for the next period of 2022 until 2026. Thank you very much, and congratulations to Brunei Darussalam.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Yeah.
Okay. So it seems we come to the end of the meeting. So there is no big solution, I think, but we have several proposed resolution or outcomes on this meeting. This is the proposed. First, the appreciation toward the chairmanship of Indonesia and activities carried out by the ASE Division member countries in 2022. And then second, international training on toponyms is the only item in the 2019-2022 work plan that was not implemented due to the COVID-19 outbreaks. So however, Indonesia still committed to convening this international training on toponym in 2023. We proposed in Bali, as discussed with the UNGEGN Secretariat. So, and then third resolution is the new chair, which is Brunei Darussalam, will compose the new divisional work plan for 2022 and 2026, which will be presented at the next divisional meeting. So for your information, next year, there will be an UNGEGN meeting in New York in May, I think, early May. It depends on the chairman, Brunei Darussalam, whether we will have divisional meeting alongside with as a side event of the UNGEGN meeting, or we will have different event for the divisional meeting. So I invite you any comment or proposal on this resolution. You may raise hand or directly speak. I see no comment or ada. From Indonesia?
Indonesia would like to comment on something, not on the substance of the proposed resolution, but on the third item, I would like to propose to begin with that Brunei Darussalam was elected to become the new chair of the division. So on the third item, we'd like to propose the sentence like this: Brunei Darussalam was elected
nomor 3. Nomor 3?
Iya, nomor 3.
Langsung dari itu ya? Ya. Was elected as chairman.
Selected as the new chairman or the new chair of the UNGEGN ASE Division.
New chair.
The UNGEGN ASED or ASE Division. Period. Titik. Then the new chair will titik. After division titik. The new chair will, and so on. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Pak Ade. So there is a small correction from Indonesia. So resolution 3, instead of the new chair, we set forward to write that Brunei Darussalam was elected as the new chair of the UNGEGN ASE Division, and the new chair will compose the new divisional work plan for 2022 to 2026, which will be presented at the next divisional meeting. So we come on to preparing the minute of meeting and allow the team, the secretariat to prepare this. So maybe for 10 or 15 minutes while waiting for the secretariat to complete the minute of meetings. We will maybe see some videos, or I don't know. I will give back this mic to MC. Please, MC, lead the session.
Thank you, Mr. Shafi'i, and congratulations to Brunei Darussalam as the new chair of UNGEGN ASE Southeast Division. Before we move on to the next agenda, we will have a photo session. For that, distinguished delegates, please turn on your camera and get ready to pose. The photo will be taken for each page, so you have to stay ready. I will count to 3 for the first page to be taken. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now for the second page, please be prepared. I will count to 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and for the next page, please be prepared. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you for your attention. Distinguished delegates, we'll ask you to wait for a few minutes for our rapporteur to prepare the minutes of meeting. While waiting, I would like to remind you to fill the attendance link prepared through the chat section from the Zoom and as shown on the screen. Thank you for your attention.
Bumi kita terdiri dari berbagai macam objek, dari yang alami seperti gunung, bukit, dataran tinggi, sungai, laut, dan pulau. Dan yang buatan seperti wilayah administrasi pemerintahan, objek yang dibangun, kawasan khusus, serta tempat berpenduduk. Semua ini adalah unsur rupa bumi. Unsur rupa bumi bagian dari rupa bumi yang terletak di bawah, pada, atau di atas permukaan bumi dan dapat dikenali identitasnya melalui pengukuran atau dari kenampakan fisiknya, baik yang berada di wilayah darat, pesisir, maupun laut. Nama yang diberikan pada unsur rupa bumi disebut dengan nama rupa bumi. Tahu nggak sih, ternyata nama rupa bumi memiliki aturan dan prinsipnya tersendiri loh. Hal ini tertuang dalam Peraturan Pemerintah Nomor 2 Tahun 2021 tentang penyelenggaraan nama rupa bumi. Ada 10 prinsip nama rupa bumi, yaitu yang pertama ialah menggunakan bahasa Indonesia. Yang kedua, dapat menggunakan bahasa daerah atau bahasa asing apabila unsur rupa bumi memiliki nilai sejarah, budaya, adat istiadat, dan atau keagamaan. Yang ketiga, menggunakan abjad Romawi. Maksudnya menggunakan abjad Latin yang digunakan secara internasional dalam penulisan nama rupa bumi. Yang keempat, menggunakan satu nama untuk satu unsur rupa bumi. Apabila satu unsur rupa bumi mempunyai beberapa nama, maka perlu ditetapkan satu nama resmi dan nama lainnya tetap tercatat di Gastir Republik Indonesia, seperti Museum Fathahillah adalah nama lain dari nama rupa bumi baku Museum Sejarah Jakarta. Kelima, menghormati keberadaan suku, agama, ras, dan golongan. Keenam, menggunakan paling banyak 3 kata. Yang ketujuh, menghindari penggunaan nama orang yang masih hidup dan dapat menggunakan nama orang yang sudah meninggal dunia paling singkat 5 tahun, terhitung sejak yang bersangkutan meninggal dunia. 8. Menghindari penggunaan nama instansi atau lembaga. 9. Menghindari penggunaan nama yang bertentangan dengan kepentingan nasional dan atau daerah. Dan yang terakhir ialah memenuhi kaidah penulisan nama rupa bumi dan kaidah spasial. Nah, teman-teman, ternyata nama rupa bumi itu tidak hanya sekedar nama ya. Di dalamnya mengandung prinsip yang bertujuan untuk menjaga warisan budaya, sejarah, adat istiadat, dan agama, serta menjaga kedaulatan negara kesatuan Republik Indonesia.
Data becomes one of the precious assets in this digital information era. Including geospatial data play a role to support decision and policy making through comprehensive analysis. As an example, geospatial information that has been processed from geospatial data can be used to support Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs in Indonesia. Geospatial information may be used to formulate policies and carry out geospatial-related activities. Why is geospatial data necessary to support SDGs? Indonesia has enacted Presidential Decree or Perpres number 59 of 2017 on implementing the achievement of SDGs. This regulation states that National Action Plan or NAP of SDGs should be synchronized with National Midterm Development Plan. According to the SDGs target, Indonesia's SDG achievements rose slowly between 2016 and 2020. Then, Geospatial Information Agency or BIG, with its competency in data processing and geospatial information, formulated a geospatial information roadmap for Golden Indonesia by 2045. BIG will integrate geospatial and statistical data to be processed into spatial data. Through a One Data, One Map policy, the integration among social welfare, inclusive economy, and habitable environment will realize sustainable development in Indonesia. The role of geospatial information in the SDGs. Implementations of geospatial information to support sustainable development are: 1. Organizing a competition of geospatial-based application development to support SDGs, which is available to all Indonesian students. 2. Creating prototype of SDGs mapping at village level by integrating statistical and spatial data. The result will be reported in the UNGEGN ASE Working Group 3 Forum. 3. Mapping the area of rice fields throughout Indonesia by means of the Natural Resource Balance method. This accurately mapped data will give an impact on the effectiveness of the state budget revenue and expenditure, including subsidy of fertilizer, agricultural tools, and seeds. Balance mapping of natural resource has been also used for other commodities, for instance, palm oil and corn. Through One Map policy in Indonesia, we expect all existing data can be visualized spatially and integrated for each part in the sustainable development. Therefore, Golden Indonesia can be achieved.
Thank you for waiting, distinguished delegates and ladies and gentlemen. Now, our rapporteur will present the minutes of meeting that has been prepared. Ms. Septian Dewi Cahyani, the floor is yours.
My name is Septian Dewi, acting as reporter today. Allow me to read each part of the minutes of meeting documents, and I will give some time to Mr. Chairman and all delegates whether have some comments or revision towards each part. Let me start from the first part of this document. To all delegates, have you can see clearly towards these documents? Okay, I will begin from the confirmation report part. The attached report of the 10th Divisional Meeting United Nations Group of Experts on Geographical Names Asia Southeast Division held virtually on 19 April 2022. Decision, recommendation, and resolutions contained in the report are subject to the approval of each representative government. First, I would like to confirm the name written from each countries. Please comment for the written names whether it's already right or not. First, from the chairman, Muhammad Arif Safi'i. Mr. Chairman, are your names written right?
Yes, correct.
Thank you. Next from Mrs. Sonam Yangdong.
Yes, please, it's correct. Thank you.
Correct, okay, thank you. Move on to Brunei Darussalam, Mrs. Norzeti Akhtar Haji Abdul Hamid. Is it
Yes,
correct?
it's correct. Yeah, it's correct. Thank you.
Thank you. Move on to Indonesia, Mr. Ade Komara Mulyana. Is it correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Thank you. Move on to Malaysia, Sir Haji Surveyor Haji Muhammad Zaki bin Muhammad Ghazali. Is it correct, Mr. Zaki? Or another delegates can confirm it?
Yes, it is correct.
Okay, thank you. Move on to Myanmar, Mr. Yatwe.
Yeah, it's correct.
Thank you. From Philippines, Mr. Leo B. Graville.
Yeah, can you put a period after the letter B?
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
From Viet Nam, Mrs. Do Thi Tu Tui. Is it correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Thank you. Allow me to move on to the general parts of the minute of meetings documents. Attending member countries are Bhutan, Brunei Darussalam, Indonesia, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, and Vietnam. The list of participants appears as Annex A. Opening remarks by Muhammad Arif Shafi'i, Chair of UNGEGN ASE Division, delivered the opening remarks. Welcoming speech by Muh Aris Marfai, Head of Geospatial Information Agency, Republic of Indonesia, as Head of Indonesia National Names Authority, delivered the welcoming speech. Adoption of agenda. The agenda was tabled by the chair and adopted in the meeting. Mr. Chairman and all delegates, is there any correction to these parts?
Yeah.
To other delegates, is that okay to this part? I will proceed if there is no comment towards this part. Okay, I think I can proceed to the next part. The next part is Chairman's report. The chair addressed two main subjects in the report, namely 1, chairmanship, and 2, final reports of Divisional Work Plan 2019 to 2022. On the chairmanship, Indonesia was selected as the chairman of the UNGEGN ASE Division during the 6th Divisional Meeting of the UNGEGN ASE Division held in Manila, the Philippines on 26 March 2018. The chairmanship was for 4 years from 2018 to 2022. The chairmanships end in April 2022. On the activities of the UNGEGN Asia Southeast Asia Division, the chair presented that the 7th Divisional Meeting held in headquarters, New York on 1st May 2019 was attended by 6 member countries. On 27 October 2020, the 8th Divisional Meeting was held virtually and was attended by delegates from 8 member countries. On 24 November 2021, the 9th Divisional Meeting was held virtually and was attended by 9 member countries. Furthermore, the chair reported the development of the collaborative platform. The collaborative platform is the implementation of the UNGEGN ASE Division Work Plan from 2019 to 2022 and has been developed since 2020. The platform facilitates member countries to voluntarily add and update the following data with various data types. 1. Administrative boundaries on province level or better. 2. Major cities. 3. Major islands. 4. National gazetteer. And 5. Generic terms. On 30 August 2021, the ASE Division Secretariat organized the webinar with the theme Recognizing Generic Terms in Geographical Names from Local Languages. The objective of the webinar was to share knowledge about the relation between toponymy and language, the distribution of local language in ASE Division member countries, and the role of geospatial information in creating estimated distribution language map. The international training on toponymy had to be postponed for 3 years due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, the Secretariat has already projected the event to be conducted in Bali, Indonesia 2022. The event is open to all UNGEGN members. As the chairmanship ends in April 2022, it is hoped that the next chairman will encourage activities of geographical name standardization within the division. To Mr. Chairman and all the delegates, is there any correction or comments towards this part?
Yeah, but we can continue.
Can I continue to the next part, Mr. Chairman?
If no comment, then we can go.
Okay. To the all delegates, is there any comments towards this part? I will scroll up to the chairman reports is necessary. Okay. I will move on into the next part, the country reports. First, from Bhutan. National Land Commission Secretariat (NLCS) initiated the formation of Technical Working Group to standardize the geographical names. The Technical Working Group comprises experts from the following agencies: Department of Civil Registration and Census (DCRC), Election Commission of Bhutan (ECB), Dzongkhap Development Commission (DDC), National Land Commission Secretariat and LCS, and Department of Local Government (DLG). Between November 2021 to March 2022, the Technical Working Group has done 2 activities regarding geographical names standardization as follows. 1. Drafting the GN standardization guidelines. 2. Comparing and listing the discrepancy found in the 4 siloed geographical names which are maintained by 4 different agencies to be validated and standardized according to the guidelines. The future activities in geographical name standardization plan for 2022 are as follows. 1. Compiling the final geographical names to a geospatial database and upskill the Technical Working Group to the basic skill of application of QGIS. 2. Publication and launching a gazetteer. 3. Promoting and creating awareness to use the geographical names. To the delegates from Bhutan, do you have any correction towards your parts?
Can we correct the spelling for the Dzongkhap?
Which
Yeah.
part? This one?
Yes, yes. It's without.
It's without
G. Can you remove the G?
Like this, Dzongkhap.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Is it enough?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I will move on to the next country, Brunei Darussalam. Brunei Darussalam National Geographical Names Committee, JNKG, presented their country report covering all activities between November 2021 and March 2022. Several activities conducted by JNKG are as follows. JKNG officially named the Jambat Lubdu flyover. It was officiated on Sunday, 20 20 February 2022 by Minister of Development Brunei Darussalam. Also, 3 roads within the Brunei and Muara District Municipal Board, Jalan Penghubung Menglai, Jalan Menglai 1, and Jalan Menglai 2 have been approved and officially named. 2. The updating of the gazetteer is still in progress, where the records are organized into 23 feature types. It will then be properly documented and published on JNKG's official website. JNKG focus on reorganizing, strategizing, and promoting geographical names activities. Further, JNKG planned several activities for the rest of the year 2022. First, launching of guidelines to geographical names and road naming of Brunei Darussalam. 2. Launching of the JNKG official website and logo. Third, resume naming activities such as field work to investigate compiled geographical names. To the delegates of Brunei Darussalam, is there any comment or correction towards your part?
Yes, the acronym for the committee is JKNG.
JKNG. Okay. Is there?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Move on to Indonesia. Indonesia reported its activities on geographical name standardization. The activities are divided into 2 groups. 1, most recent activities, and 2, future activities planned in 2022. Indonesia reported the activities and achievements in geographical name standardization as follows. 1. Indonesia launched the 2021 edition of Gazetteer of Republic of Indonesia on December 13, 2021, containing 21,430 standardized geographical names. The gazetteer is available in 2 formats: 1, book or e-book, and online gazetteer. 2. Geographical name standardization activities in Indonesia conducted through SINAR, Sistem Informasi Nama Rupa Bumi, or Geographical Names Information System. BIG developed the API framework for SINAR to accelerate and ease the geographical names data sharing mechanism among stakeholders. 3. BIG hosted a national technical meeting and provided capacity building to 10 regency or city governments and 7 provincial governments. 4. BIG is currently finalizing the technical guidelines to give a complete understanding of geographical name standardization in Indonesia based on Government Regulation Number 2/2021. The Ministry 5. The Ministry of Home Affairs standardized administrative areas by publishing the list of unique code for government administration areas and islands stipulated by the Minister of Home Affairs Decree number 050145 of 2022. 6. Indonesia conducted several activities related to the maritime feature in various areas. Certification of land parcel in outermost small islands, and a collection of geographical names for maritime features. These activities will continue during the year. 7. To promote the use of language in public spaces, Indonesia launched the application Halo Bahasa on February 21st, 2022. 8. To enhance the quantity and quality of geographical names, Indonesia collaborates with the private sector and mapping communities, it will broaden this collaboration to more private and public sectors in the future. This activity will continue during the year. 9. Indonesia plans to move the capital city from Jakarta City to a specific area in East Kalimantan province and announce the name of the new capital of Indonesia is Nusantara. The name was already stipulated in Law Number 3 of 2022 regarding the capital city. Meanwhile, for the rest of 2022, Indonesia has planned national activities to support geographical name standardization, namely 1. The result of standardization of geographical names in 2022 will be aided and published in the 2022 edition of the Gazetteer of the Republic of Indonesia in December 2022. 2. Indonesia initiates recognition for geographical name standardization activities to be part of the established Geospatial Information Award in Indonesia, the Bumandala Award. This award is designed to recognize the contributions made by ministries, agencies, local governments, and other parties to the standardization of geographical names. The technical guideline is expected to be disseminated from mid-2022 to all stakeholders during ministries, agencies, local governments, and other parties. To Indonesia, is there any comments towards your part?
Just a small correction. Point number 7, to promote the use of the Indonesian language.
Is that enough?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Move on to Malaysia. The Malaysian National Committee on Geographical Names, JKNG, is responsible for coordinating the geographical naming activities in Malaysia. The activities include projects, meetings, publications, and other programs related to geographical naming in Malaysia. Below are the related activities on geographical naming that were conducted during the period from 24th November 2021 until 19th April 2022. 1. Geographical Name Database, PDNG, update phase 2 of PDNG scale of 50,000 K scale of map, and phase 3 of PDNG urban area scale of 5K scale of map and 10,000 scale of map. And until April 2022, a total of 67,970 geographical names have been verified and updated in PDNG by KKPDNG in phase 2 of PDNG updating. Meanwhile, 22 cities throughout Malaysia have been identified to be included in phase 3 of PDNG updating. 2. There are several workshops and briefings. Technical workshop of coordination of island and geographical entity names in Johor, the southernmost state in Malaysia, was held on 4th and 5th March 2022. The JKNG has been invited as a speaker in Geomatics and Land Surveying GLS on 7th April 2022. 3. The portal of geographical names has been updated regularly. The recent updates were on 23rd and 31st December 2021. The portal can be accessed through the link below. Malaysia will manage several activities related to geographical name standardization during 2022 2. Below are the related activities on geographical naming to be conducted. 1. Several meetings on geographical name standardization will be carried out during 2022. JKNG will continue geographical name database EDNG update in phase 2 and 3. Phase 2 is expected to complete the update of the geographical name for 3 state federal territories by December 2022. Meanwhile, phase 3 is expected to be completed in December 2023. 3. The expansion of the My New Name application using the visual video module will be updated gradually from May until December 2022. 4. Technical workshop and coordination of island and geographical entity names and PDNG and My New Names applications user requirements workshop planned to be done in 2022. 5. Book 3. List of names of islands and geographical entities NDEG and state gazetted mock-up documents will be published in 2022. To the delegates of Malaysia, do you have any comments or correction towards your part?
On para 3 is not expansion, is considered enhancement. Is it okay? One second. Down below.
Turun lagi.
There, number 3. The expansion of the My New Name. Yeah, just change to the enhancement.
Okay.
To the enhancement. The enhancement. Chairman. EMN.
Right.
AMN. Enhancement.
Right. This delegates from Malaysia.
Okay.
Number 2, excuse me, Number 2, phase 3 is expected to be completed in December 2023.
Yes.
Only 6 cities in phase 3 is expected to be completed. Thank you.
Cities in phase 3.
Kebalik angka dulu baru kolom dulu. Kebalik angka dulu baru dalam kolomnya. Yang 3 juga itu.
Is it enough, delegate from Malaysia? Is there any corrections? Other corrections?
That's all I see.
Is it enough?
It's enough. It's okay.
Okay. Thank you. Let's move on to Myanmar. In the meantime, Myanmar does not have activities for the national standardization of geographical names. So all the activities are under the Myanmar Survey Department authority. Below are the related activities on geographical names to be conducted. 1. Between 2021 to 2022, the surveyors collected geographical names and geographical features and updated them on their 50,000 topographical map sheet. The data collection and verification of geographical names are conducted by confirming the data with the local people and local authorities. Meanwhile, the confirmation of the local geographical names in Myanmar languages is used in the maps translated into English. For future activities in 2022, Myanmar will undertake several updating activities, namely: 1. The Myanmar Survey Department plans to update the national map every year and print it as a yearly edition. 2. Myanmar Survey Department plans to verify the numbers of 50K scale of 150 map sheets as the future activities for 2022 to 2021, 2022 to 2023 financial year, including collecting geographical names by converting local authorities. 3. Myanmar Survey Department aims to introduce an online mapping system and establish a geographic database by 2030. 4. Myanmar Survey Department is offering surveying training, which is a mission to nurture the new generation. To the delegates from Myanmar, is there any correction to?
Thank you, Scan. Why? The data collection and verification of geographical.
Delegates from Myanmar?
Yes. The first one. 1 to 50,000. Some people have sheet. Can you hear me?
From Myanmar, currently we have Azan prayer calling. Can we have a break for 1 minute or maybe 1 or 2 minutes until the Azan stops? Thank you. Thank you for your consideration. Back to Myanmar. The Myanmar delegate, can you make comments or have any correction towards your part?
The first one, in 2021-22 mini budget.
This part?
Yes, this one. In 2021-22 mini budget.
Sorry, can you repeat again? 21 to 2022?
Mini budget. MINI, mini budget.
Like this, sir?
Minimum budget.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
One is to 50,000 scale to 75 topographic machine.
This part?
Yes, this is correct.
Oh, this is correct.
In 50,000 scale, topographic 75 map sheets.
35 map sheet.
This part is
35 map sheet.
20. Oh, sorry.
50, yes, it's good. Okay, 75 map sheets, yes.
Is there more comments?
Mini budget.
Mini.
Dash budget, okay, it's okay.
How about the future activities part?
Yes, okay. There's no correction for future activities.
Okay. Thank you from Myanmar. Move on to Philippines. National Mapping and Resource Information Authority (NAMRIA) provide updates on geographical names activities since the last UNGEGN ASE Division meeting are as follows. 1. Developing the Philippine Standard Geographic Code (PGSC) as a systematic classification and coding of geographic areas in the Philippines. PSGC is a collaborative effort of the Philippine Statistics Authority (PSA), Technical Working Group on Geographic Code (TWGGC), the Department of the Interior and Local Government (DILG), Commission on Elections COMELEC, National Mapping and Resource Information Authority (NAMRIA), and the Land Management Bureau (LMB), while the last update is released on March 21, 2022. 2. Updating of the Philippine Gazetteer, which aims to update the 1989 Philippine Gazetteer and has completed geographical names attributes on 13th province in December 2021. As of 31 March 2022, one province has completed its field data collection and validation. 3. Integrating all geographical features in the geospatial database for topographic maps production and uploading them to the geographical For future activities in 2022, NAMRIA will undertake several updating activities, namely 1. The Philippine Gazetteer of 10 provinces, 2. Topographic base maps at scale 10K, 5K, and 50K, and 250K, 50K. To the delegates of Philippines, is there any comments or correction towards your part?
Kindly delete the word developing in item number 1.
Oh,
Thank you. That's all. Thank you.
thank you. Move on to Vietnam. The Department of Surveying, Mapping, and Geoinformation of Vietnam, DOSMVN, Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment reported its achievement of geographical names activities and the standardization of geographical names activities was done in 2021 to 2022. In geographical name activities, Vietnam has accomplished the following. 1. Establishing national technical regulation to determine official geographical names. 2. Formulating guidelines for the formation of the National Geographical Names Database. 3. Completing geographical names database for 63 provinces using the topographical map at 25K and 50K scale of map. 4. Publishing National Gazetteer on geographical names for 63 provinces. 5. In 2018, Vietnam promulgated survey and mapping law, including provisions relating to standardized geographical names. In 2020 to 2021, DOSMVN had completed and published a geographical names gazetteer for Hanoi. The delegation of Vietnam also participated in the 9th Divisional Meeting of the UNGEGN ASE Southeast Division on 24 November 2021. Vietnam is actively cooperating with UNGEGN ASE on regional geographical names activities. For future activities, DOSMVN will undertake several activities, namely 1. Completing geographical names category of Hanoi. 2. Updating administrative geographical names. 3. Standardizing toponymy at topographic map at larger scale than at 10K scale of map. To the delegate of Vietnam, is there any correction towards your part?
Yes, we have placed the change in 2022. DOSMVN has complete and published geographic name gazette for Hanoi 2022.
Okay.
No, we delete the 2020.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you to the all delegates. We already discussed the national report. Move on into the next part is discussion on country reports. The first discussion is Vietnam asks Indonesia about managing geographical name standardization activities which involve a large team of institutions. Indonesia explained that the responsibility distribution is based on the task and function of each institution. In Indonesia, the stages of the geographical name standardization are also divided based on the priority and location of the geographical features. If geographical features are under the local government jurisdiction, the standardization process should be carried out at the local government level. It will progress to the standardization process at the provincial and national levels. Some specific geographical features, national strategic value will be directly standardized at the national level. The second discussion is Bhutan requested advice from the UNGEGN ASE Division member countries on developing technical guidance. The chair suggested that the UNGEGN ASE member countries share technical guidance for geographical name standardization through the UNGEGN ASE Division collaborative platform. Mr. Chairman and all delegates, is there any correction or comments toward this part? Okay, let's move on to the next part, the election of the chairman for 2022 to 2026. The election of the new chairman of the UNGEGN ASE Division started with the nomination process through the UNGEGN Asia Southeast Division's collaborative platform. The Secretariat of the UNGEGN ASE Division sent the nomination form on 4th March 2022, and all member countries were encouraged to submit the form before 9 April 2022. The nominated countries for the next chairman are as follows. First, Brunei Darussalam, second, Singapore. The chair invited the attending UNGEGN ASE Division member countries to provide their comments on the nomination. One, Bhutan does not have any nomination and agreed to the nomination. Two, Indonesia supports Brunei Darussalam because it has been proven that it is involved actively in the UNGEGN activities. Three, Malaysia, Myanmar, and Vietnam agreed to the nomination. Four, Brunei accepted the chairmanship and asked for support from other countries during the chairmanship. The chairman and all delegates, is there
at the title, election of the chairmen of UNGEGN ASE Division. Four. Okay, yeah. And then number 3, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, the Philippines, and yeah. Indonesia ada.
Indonesia in second. Is there something more, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
Excuse me, we can remove the "da" before the Philippines.
Oh,
Just,
okay.
thank you.
Move on to the next part, the announcement of the chairman for 2022 to 2026. Brunei Darussalam has been elected as the chairman of the UNGEGN ASE Division for the period 2022 to 2026. The chairman and all delegates.
Yeah.
Okay. Next part is resolution. There are 3 resolutions approved during the meeting as follows. 1. Appreciation towards chairmanship of Indonesia and activities carried out by the ASE Division member countries in 2022. 2. International training on toponymy is the only item in the 2019 to 2022 work plan that was not implemented due to the COVID-19 outbreak. However, Indonesia is still committed to convening the international training on toponymy in 2023 in Bali as discussed with the UNGEGN Secretariat. And 3. Brunei Darussalam was elected as the new chair of the UNGEGN ASE Division. The new chair will compose the new divisional work plan for 2022 to 2026, which will be presented at the next divisional meeting. Mr. Chairman and all delegates, is there any comments towards this part?
Okay, enough.
Ina?
Okay.
Okay, last part. The handover of the chairmanship of UNGEGN ASE Division. The division chairmanship was handed over from Indonesia to Brunei Darussalam. The meeting was closed by the speech performed by the new chair of the UNGEGN ASE Division, Mrs. Nurzeti Akhtar Haji Abdul Hamid from Brunei Darussalam. Mr. Chairman and Mrs. New Chairman and delegates, is there any correction towards this part?
That's okay.
Thank you. Okay, I think we already agree upon this document. So the next step is the secretariat will send the link of the document to all the head of delegates to sign the document online. And thank you for your attention, and I will give the floor back to Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Reporter. So, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, we are now come to the end of this meeting. So I would like to say appreciation and thank you to all of you who attend this meeting. And from now on, I will hand over the chairmanship to the new chairman from Brunei Darussalam. So now I hereby that I officially hand over the chairmanship of the UNGEGN ASE Southeast Division for 2022 to 2026 period to Mrs. Nurzeti Akhtar Haji Abdul Hamid from Brunei Darussalam. So once again, congratulations to Mrs. Nurzeti Akhtar Haji Abdul Hamid on your new position as the chair of the UNGEGN ASE Southeast Division. And on behalf of the Secretariat, I wish you every success and we look forward to working with you. And now, Mrs. Nurzeti, I would kindly ask you to give a speech and close the meeting as the new chairman. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This will be just a short speech. First of all, thank you for the trust in Brunei Darussalam to chair the UNGEGN ASE Southeast Division. It is truly an honor for Brunei Darussalam to be elected. Inshallah, we will strive our best to chair the 2022-2026 session, following the footsteps of Indonesia. As I recall, Brunei Darussalam was also elected as the chairperson for the 2004 to 2007 session, where our Surveyor General at that time was Pangeran Haji Matusin bin Pangeran Haji Matasan. And also Brunei Darussalam had the privilege also to hosted the first UNGEGN ASE Southeast Division in May 2013. Okay. Continuing sharing experience and knowledge in organizing, managing, recording, and promoting our geographical names through the UNGEGN ASE Southeast Division meeting will give beneficial to everyone, where one can learn from the other. And in this opportunity, on behalf of Brunei Darussalam and the UNGEGN ASE South Asia Division, I would like to congratulate Indonesia for hosting the UNGEGN ASE Southeast Division throughout the year 2019 to 2022 with great success and excellence. Hopefully, we will be able to do the same in the future. We also welcome any feedback from everyone at any time for the better, and hope to see everyone in person one day, inshallah. And lastly, stay safe and thank you very much. I think that's all for the speech. And I think with that, we can close the meeting. Yeah, and thank you everyone for coming to the meeting as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you very much, Mr. Syafri and Ms. Hamid. Distinguished delegates, we finally come to the end of the meeting. We would like to express our appreciation to Mr. Muhammad Arif Syafi'i for all of his work and efforts during the chairmanship of Indonesia. And also we would like to say congratulations to our new chairman, Ms. Nurzeti Akhtar Haji Abdul Hamid. We wish you all the best for the upcoming journey as the new chairman. Let's give a big round of applause for both of them. And last, to all participants, thank you very much for attending this meeting. May we all be healthy and stay safe during this pandemic era. Thank you for your attention. See you next year. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Everybody.